Good day, my name is Bluesuit and today I'll be going over my review of the story-driven early access turn-based tactical squad shooter known as the Protagonist EX-1. In the Protagonist EX-1 you play as Angel, a highly trained soldier trying to recover her crew, her memories, and the hidden truth aboard a hostile alien space station filled with advanced synthetic enemies. The game's opening crawl explains how humans are ruled with an iron fist by a totalitarian leadership group known as the Council. In the year 2113E, the first major threat to the Council came in the form of a mysterious and advanced alien race dubbed the KLT. The Council quickly issued Order EX-1 to have every last alien lifeform exterminated. As commander of the 5th Division, you led your crew on an infiltration mission to take down a massive KLT ship known as the Anamon that ended in disaster. You wake up mysteriously alive with no memory and no weapon to begin your search for the truth. The story in the Protagonist EX-1 is surprisingly fun and interesting. There's a lot of good world building and lore, but not so much that drowns the player in sci-fi right off the bat. In delivery, the writing is generally pretty awkward, but the excellent voice acting does go a long way to make up for it and bring some believability to the characters that actually speak. One of the Protagonist EX-1's bright spots comes in its combat. You can lead a team of up to 6 characters in XCOM-inspired turn-based tactical skirmishes that are fun and satisfying, but aren't usually very difficult. Characters take turns based on their initiative until one side is dead. The really great thing about combat is how each character feels unique based on how you build them. You can have characters specialize in all sorts of special skills, from grenades, guns, swords, or thrown and melee weapons. There are 6 different gun types in the game, but right now they lack identity. All of their skill trees give the same bonuses, so deciding between a weapon type really doesn't feel like a meaningful choice at this stage in early access. There is, however, a very robust martial arts system that's unique to the Protagonist EX-1 that allows players to build monk-like classes that use only their bodies as weapons. This system, called Max, lets you create martial arts combos against enemies that can build up a combo meter that allows you to unleash devastating combo attacks. The biggest downside of this system is that combat really isn't that difficult, and since most enemies can be killed in a single turn from range, it's usually not worth the effort to invest in these complex melee-focused builds. Hopefully we see some balance changes in the future that make them more viable. Contributing to the solid combat is the experience and level progression of the Protagonist EX-1. There are a lot of stats that you can invest in, and even more skills and abilities that can be picked up by all of the game's different classes. All of the story characters have unique skill trees, but eventually you'll get to the point in the game where you start picking up random humans to join your squad. I was disappointed that you can't change their appearance or name because right now they have no personality at all. However, you do get to decide their class, and right now there are about 10 unique classes in the game, from hackers and medics to infantry and demolition experts. There wasn't one class that didn't feel like a meaningful addition, and I had a lot of fun unlocking them and learning how to use each one. The Protagonist EX-1 also features an initially confusing but overall well done crafting mechanic. In order to craft a weapon, you'll need to find the schematic for the weapon as well as the schematic for its damage type. So if you want to make a pistol, you'll have the opportunity to make either a laser, electric, ballistic, or EMP pistol if you've also found the corresponding damage type schematic. It adds a lot of depth to the combat as some characters are resistant or even totally immune to certain damage types. The biggest misfire though in the Protagonist EX-1 are the incredibly slow animations for everything. When you're not in combat, you can freely roam around and the controls change to that of a standard ARPG. There are a lot of secrets and hidden rooms in the game that contain blueprints and crafting materials, but there are a ton of puzzles that stand in your way, not only to gain access to secret areas, but even just to progress the game. The puzzles themselves really aren't that bad, and they do contain some interesting mechanics, but every time you interact with something, there's a long, exaggerated animation that you have to sit through just to push a button or activate a terminal. It may not seem like a big deal, but these little animations are woven throughout every nook of this game, slowing everything down both in and out of combat, and it really keeps the gameplay in the Protagonist EX-1 from gaining any real momentum. You can pick up the Protagonist EX-1 right now on Steam for $13. As I've said, it's not perfect, and there are a few bugs to iron out as well as some balance changes that need to happen, but all things considered, this game is definitely worth more than its price. With its great sound and solid graphics, unique combat, and fun crafting system, I'm valuing the Protagonist EX-1 right at $15 in its current state. And I recommend it to fans of the genre who are looking for a more casual take on turn-based tactical shooters. I hope you enjoyed this review of the Protagonist EX-1. Come see me on Twitch where you can watch our reviews in progress 5 nights a week. As always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments what you thought about it. Until next time, peace!